All right, so Red Black Knights. This was one of the things I really liked about this deck last time we played it is that this was a deck that it's leaning into some of the Knight synergies with cards like Fervent Champion and Smitten Swordsmith, but it's not being a slave to its theme. So we still just have a bunch of generically good red and black cards in here. We've got Rotting Regisaur, we've got Bonecrusher Giant, we've got Rankle. So I liked a lot what this deck was doing. Rotting Regisaur with Embercleave being attached to it is a true delight. Rankle with Embercleave, also quite exciting. We get to play Tournament Grounds here as like basically 8 dual lands, which is great. Someone in chat had mentioned they felt like Tournament Grounds was too awkward with Murderous Rider plus Rankle. The math says that we have 8, 12, 16 black sources without Tournament Grounds. So I feel like the math says we're casting these double black cards even without this being considered as a black source reasonably consistently. So I don't think I would cut any of this card just because it casts Embercleave and all of our other red spells nicely. Let's go ahead and dive on into some matches with this one and see how it goes. And then, like, when you go to pick a deck list from there, like, where you're picking the deck from that screen is different than, like, where you're picking your decks in your deck editor screen. Oh, Arena. Full, nothing but full releases here. Oh, Ebon, it did pop up. I must have missed it while I was doing things. Thanks for the 7 months. And that one was on me. That sucks. Really awkward opening pair of hands here. Season ends in 3 hours. Yeah, we have 11 red sources that cast Bonecrusher, though, so I think he's fine. 11's a little bit on the low end, but for, like, 1 card, it's not a big deal. It is not always last edited in front, because in the main deck screen there, this was the last edited deck, and there were 2 decks in front of it. Am I supposed to mulligan again here? I almost feel like I'm supposed to mulligan again here. We won from a lot of 5-card hands with this archetype last time. He says as he keeps a good 5-card hand. Remember, chat, you didn't have to mulligan. You got to mulligan. Mulliganing is a privilege, not a punishment. You get to skip keeping those hands that suck and instead try for a better one. Alright, so we're losing this one. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Thunk. If you don't follow me on Twitter, we had one of our wonderful subs create this piece of art over the weekend. This is a piece of art in case you didn't realize you needed this in your life. It's Regisaur. It's Regisaur carrying the sword. They don't give us something to kill with this. We'll pay 3 and draw a card here. If we draw a land here, we get to cleave them for 5. So this does 2 damage to them and gains us 2 life because we have 2 knights in play. Yeah, this is still that game we mulled to 5. Yeah, we mulled to 5 and got thought erasured, yeah. This card is very powerful. There should be 4 of these in every red-black aggressive deck you play. Taking the Embercleave there probably means they don't have a removal spell. Or they do and they just want to kill this proactively. Yeah. In general, Wizards of the Coast tries to not print legendary lands from my understanding, because legendary lands feel bad when you have to sacrifice your land when you draw a second. I know this has flash, but curry favors a sorcery, so I just want to curry them down to 2 here. So that way they're dead to Bonecrusher Giant off the top. I guess they technically have food here, so they're not quite dead to that, but if they're sacrificing food, then they have less mana to impact the board, so that's good for us too. Thanks, Troll. I think a lot of the reason why my assessments tend to be good is because I tend to be rather conservative with, like, I'm not here to sell you specific cards, right? Like, we're just, like, taking it easy, slow and steady, figuring out what feels like is up, what's up is up and down is down. Man, that's a decision. That's the old make the play that puts me dead on board. Got it? It's certainly a decision. So the cards we saw, I feel like Embercleave tends to not be good against decks that are full of removal, so we're gonna go ahead and trim that. Is this a drill bit matchup? It's probably a Noxious Grasp matchup, right? Tibalt's good against food. Yeah, I agree with that. Is Bonecrusher Giant maybe a little bit medium? It didn't seem like they had a lot of things that he kills. I don't have a change log for the deck list, so like if you're asking me like what changed from the last version, the answer is I don't know. Rotting Regisaur tends to be a little bit medium against decks full of removal because he often 2-for-1s me. Maybe I don't want that one, and I'll leave in like drill bits and a couple of Bonecrushers. Let's try that. I think when I'm boarding in removal and like their removal heavy deck, like Regisaur getting me 2-for-1 is not exciting. Let's give that a go. Hands great. Oh. Read. This isn't getting it anyways, so I'm just gonna go ahead and play my land here. just in case we don't draw a third. Lets me go 2-3, or 2 into Grasp plus Champion. I think this is my favorite Rankle deck so far. I don't know. The Rankle Aristocrats deck also felt pretty reasonable. I haven't played enough games with any of these archetypes to, like, establish, like, decent opinions on, like, what's good or bad. This Fabled Passage is an untapped land because it's going to be our 4th, so that's nice. Next turn we get to do this. Let's see if they have a murder for this or not. Deal.
Open your heart to the magic that dances around you.
The magic that dances around you.
Wallow in your deceit.
You know, it's very possible that I should have just Murderous Rider there rather than burning my more mana efficient grass since I'm not attacking with this anyways. Yeah, I think that might have been a mistake there on my part. They have 4 mana currently. They have a Big Bad Wolf. Because, like, the resource efficiency matters here. For example, like, if they play Big Bad Wolf next turn, I can't Murderous Rider plus another spell. Just Rider, sure. Do I play paper cards? I play Paper Magic on occasion. I don't really own many paper cards. I have a small stack of trading cards here on my desk. That's like miscellaneous Magic and other card games that I used to shill the BCW Sleeves product that one of my sponsors produces. Yep. There is a Kiki, a Resto, and a Court of Calling in that stack of cards. That's pretty unfortunate. Oh, opponent, you activated my trap card. First Strike and Death Touch is busted, chat, by the way. For anybody that's wondering. First Strike plus Death Touch is, like, pretty decent. It's the most expensive card you've owned. I won a Mox at a tournament one time. I owned that for a little bit before I sold it. Does it even constitute a trap card if they knew about it? It's a good question.
You don't look scared. My assistants are painfully sloppy.
My assistants are painfully sloppy. We put the fear in them, chat. We put the fear in them. Wub wub wub. They're scared. They're scared. Their dojo has fear, chat. Their dojo has fear. Gives a Knight, Death Touch, and Lifelink. You quaking over there? You quaking in your booties?
The food. It's not poisoned. Trust me. I adore an audience.
Do I critique decks? The best place to get a critique for your deck on Oglandia is to hop on into the subscriber Discord and post in the appropriate channel. All right, what you working with over here? What you got? Our opponent is Loco for Oko. At the very least, this food doesn't gain them life, so we've got that going for us. Man, who told me to put discard spells in my deck? You're fired. Discard spells suck. They're the most tilting cards in the history of Magic. Just straight up fired. Magic sucks and then you die. Outplayed, outmatched. Do, 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 do. If you considered asking your opponent to draw worse cards, it's a strong line. Listen, sometimes chat, sometimes your thought seize would be much better as thought scour, and you just can't know that, you know? The bot's currently dead, so the Discord command doesn't work, so I'm gonna tell you to Google it. Google how to link your Twitch to your thing. I'm gonna keep this hand because it's busted if we draw a second land. Yeah, that's fine, Full Metal. No need to do the form. We might brick and die. That's fine. I'm fine gambling on this one. Hands real strong. And one of the things you want to ask yourself when you gamble on hands like this is how good is the payoff? And like looking at this hand, the upside for hitting is huge, right? Like if I win this game, we're probably a strong favorite to win. And I didn't, and I missed, and we're gonna brick and die, and like that's just how Magic works. But like, you know, there's plenty of other chances where we don't brick and die and it's fine. 10 out of 10 would keep this hand again. Would keep and miss again. God, their hand is so bad. Maybe? How bad is it? Let's find out. Wow, their hand is incredibly slow. I guess we take this one. Why didn't they play I guess they wanted to go Island Murderous Rider this turn. They get to drown in the lock something now. Probably too far behind. Maybe not. So they get to Vraska kill this, but then this kills Vraska, and then we play another one. So, like, maybe we have a shot here. Professional? No, this was amateur hour at its finest. Playing my second land on turn 4 is not professional. We're not in a bad spot, except this is land Garrick, so we're terrible. Actually, if it's Garrick, they can cast Garrick this turn, right? So we grasp this and kill Vraska. That's true. We have broken the 2,000 viewer mark, which should unlock special streamer luck. Where's my streamer luck at? That'll do, pig. Hey, thanks for the tip, Full Metal. Yeah, Questing Beast is sweet not only in power level, but it's definitely got, like, quality animation value. I just don't feel like Arclight solves any of the problems that the Alliance deck has. So I feel like it's asking if we can should be asking if we should type question. Like we shouldn't be saying should we do this? We shouldn't be saying can we do this? We should be saying should we do this? Like, is it a meaningful change? And I don't think it's a meaningful change. It's 11:30. I'm gonna grab a salad out of the fridge real quick. Again, just to highlight small inoptimal things my opponents are doing and why they're inoptimal. You should never once upon a time like they once upon a time tier. They should always once upon a time on their turn after they draw the card for the turn. And the reason why that sequencing is more correct is because it allows you to make a decision with once upon a time while having a little bit more information. So it's marginal, but it is strictly correct to wait for your turn. Land? And this is why, like, you know, magic's magic. Like, I like this deck a lot, but sometimes, you know, you just stumble and die twice. I think I'm okay with this trade. Yeah, we were 300 last I checked, so we should be good. Oh, mana. There isn't a link to the Discord server, Mitt. You have to join the server by linking your account. That's actually a great draw, because what this allows me to do is murder this, and then next turn during my upkeep in response to this trigger, I can murder something else, which is great. I mean, hopefully we draw a land or a 1-drop here so we can play it out. I think something changed to make Regisaur good. No, I think the card's always been fine. The fact that these cards are like cards in my hand that are like not susceptible to Regisaur is so good. Hey, look, a lethal attack. You guys want a bunch of Noxious Grasps here, huh? Bonecrusher Giant probably doesn't kill that much. On the draw, on defense, I'm going to trim a couple of these. This seems good. Wombat Combat, thanks for the Prime support. Welcome back. I'm confused as to what's occurring. In your opinion, what card rotating made Regisaur more playable? I'd like to answer your question with a question. In your opinion, what makes that a useful question to ask? Like, what do I stand to gain by knowing the correct answer to that question? I'm eating right now, subs, so mods, if you're being needy and asking for timeouts, you have to wait, because my extra time is going to eating right now, not clicking on your names. The salad's great. Meyer has like these pre-built salad mixers you just like pull the top off of and eat. It's got cranberries and some almonds and a hard-boiled egg. And it's a spinach base. Gotta love some spinach based salads. Thanks for the 9 months, Obi-Wan. Pump and drain is lethal. Also lethal. Oh, look at that. We got an uncommon fox. That's exciting. Kinda. I'm just not a big fan of like the spending time answering like these random theory questions that don't have like specific applications. Like, I know my degree's in math, but like the way I tend to approach things is definitely a more practical, like physics style background. Like why is that useful? Like, let's not focus on the theoretical, let's focus on the practical. Let's spend our mental energy figuring out problems that like the solutions give us useful data. Hey, Rate, thanks for 17 months. Land. Perfect. I honestly probably would have had a physics major in college, but my first physics teacher was really bad, and my first calculus teacher was really good. That's what ended up making me do that. Embercleave's great. I love this card. Thanks for the 12 months, Team Darkwater. Whoop, you already had a sword. That's not, so that question, your statement there, Dorox, fundamentally misunderstands, like, how we should talk about these things, though. So, like, you're asserting that this card, that cards are made unplayable by specific things in the format. Whereas, like, what's also very possible is a card could become playable because the other supporting cast surrounding it changes. What if I do this? This is one of those rare instances where Team War Battle Rage was not lethal. I'd like for you to observe what's happened to my opponent this game, chat. Kill the Stormfist Crusader. My opponent elected to Lava Coil my 1-drop, thinking that this card advantage would keep up for them too. No. This deck's really good at killing people while they have cards in their hand. Kill the Stormfist Crusader. And that's the other thing too, like, people keep asking me to evaluate like which decks are good or bad and why, and like a lot of these decks, it's like, well, they feel good, but like, this game's very different if my opponent kills the right creature, right? So like, early in the seasons, my opponent are misevaluating the threat assessments of cards that we're playing because they just don't have experience playing against them, and we're winning more games than we otherwise would because my opponents are misevaluating the cards I'm playing. All right, so I think on the draw here especially, I want to just like kind of become a kill all the things deck. So I'm going to go ahead and board out Regisaur and Embercleave, and I'm going to board in 4 Noxious Grasp and 2 Lava Coil. The adventure mechanic is the best new mechanic Wizards of the Coast has created in a long time. I'd like to go on record with that one. The Dragon Heart, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. I'll go on record saying Frank's team was, listen, I said I wasn't timing out mods, but for a statement that bad, I can make an exception. For you, I'll make an exception. All right, I think I want to just kill this. Maybe I'm just supposed to Stormfist Crusader here. That could go either way. It might be right to jam this, just I don't have a third untapped land at the moment. Cooler, thanks for the 10 months of Prime. Welcome back. I mean, to be fair, missing the Scarab God's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, that card is kind of sweet, right? Like, from a mechanical design perspective, I think it does neat things. I think Adventure could be an evergreen mechanic. Maybe. It's a good trade for us. I don't know what you're referring to with that, Wiku. Alright, so we're going to 14 here. I would like to draw a land in our 2 draws here. Perfect. So let's do this. And then I don't think I'm rankling them just yet. I think I'm fetching another black source here. I think I'm going like murder this, play Fervent Champion, smack you for 4. Seems good. Thanks for the 6 months, gamers. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B blue. So, generally speaking, in post-board games in Creature Mirrors, both sides tend to bring in more removal. And especially considering I'm going to be on the draw guaranteed for game 2, I'm more likely to be on the defense initially, where Embercleave is not going to be good, where I'm not taking a defensive role. Embercleave's good when we're beating down their door, right? So I think Embercleave is less good because I'm bringing in more removal, but it's also less good because they also have more removal. I think this is my favorite red-black deck so far. People ask me for my favorite red-black deck. I think this is my favorite. I mean, my stream is kind of like an all-day AMA podcast, right? There's just like magic as an underscore. Like we don't really shy away from many topics on this stream. Ooh, Mastery Orb. All right, we competed green and those. This is an Embercleave Fervent Champion. I probably want to do this, right? Because Fervent Champion and Embercleave are both good. Fine. Can you please make a more budget-friendly favorite deck? Negative. We're... That's me. That's me speaking to my fellow whales. That's what I have to say to your budget-friendly request. That sounds great. I technically can't cast this yet, but like 1-2 here is very keepable. With the power of the most powerful card in Magic Speed, your credit card, you too can be level 45 already. So keep that in mind. That's really good against us. Feels pretty dead here. Yeah. Yeah, both the card advantage from this and like these two 5/5s bearing down. Pack it up, pack it in. This seems really bad against a 1-mana Death Toucher. Embercleave seems great. You don't think I want the rest of this? Let's click submit. Regisaur is in my Knights deck as a great deck building lesson to everybody watching. Don't be a slave to your theme. Your deck is a lot better when you just put good magic cards in it. So, yes, our deck has a number of small Knight synergies in it, but we're also just like, have good black and red cards in it. Mr. Bips, thanks for doling out a pile of sub-gifties. Welcome to our newest members of Hooglandia. A good month at work. Well, happy September to you. Let me know if there's anything in the queue you'd like to see a little bit sooner. If there's something you'd like to add with those. All right. Do I offer this trade? I feel like I offer this trade, huh? Am I okay trading this for one of these? I guess I'm not. All right, I'm just gonna do this and play this tapped. You can gift subs to specific people, but you can also gift subs at random. And usually bulk subs is at random. Sure. I think I like this deck. I don't know. From a fun perspective, Chandra's like a pretty gas card in general. Like from a fun perspective, it's kind of hard to beat Chandra. All right, do we just like Dub's Fervent Champion now? Nah, I probably just want to ride him down with Rankle, huh? And Rankle's definitely a giver, so draw, please. Whoo! Whoo! And you get a card, and you get a card. This deck's like Oprah. Just like the Oprah of standard decks. Just like everybody gets a card. Yep. Lose two. Whew! Oh, puppy! How much direct damage did we deal this game? How much direct damage did we deal this game? That was kind of unreal, huh? I hope anybody out there who is maybe not quite yet a believer in Stormfist Crusader has been convinced. This card is absurd. Absurd. That was phenomenal. Rankle hit them for 3 and they did 2 to themselves. Do we do the full 15 otherwise? I need to realign the resub message again because this weirds me out. I really wish they would, McGee. Thanks for the 16 months. Welcome back. Turns out Curry Favor is also Gary of Alendra. Yeah, basically. It's a good way to think about it. Yeah, it sounds fine. Yup. Hey, Nebulous. Thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month and keeping me employed. Wow, Bonecrusher Giant. That's unfortunate. This is gonna be a tough nut to crack. Do I just do this? This kind of sucks, but I think I'm supposed to just do this. I think if I let them draw a bunch of cards freely, we're not going to be able to keep up. Yeah, Stormfist enabling spectacles also been a real thing. I think I'm just playing a 2-1 here. Just going a little wide. Murder, She Wrote. Just a love structure. When you make this play in paper, you just have to stare deep into their soul and just like let them know that there's no fear in your dojo. Just gotta look, peer deep into their soul. Cast Teamer Battle Rage. Did I mention this card Lifelinks? Good luck racing. Did I mention we were gaining 8? Deal. Invictus, holy crap. Good afternoon. I'm not crying, you're crying. Howdy doody. So, I'm gonna make us both discard here. I shouldn't have played my land. I'm gonna make us both discard, so that way if their last card's a removal spell, they have to top deck. Yeah. Because they're dead to Embercleave here. So they have to draw something. Don't find another Murderous Rider. Don't find another Murderous Rider. Don't find another Murderous Rider. Sweet, so they're dead. Bye, Felicia. Yeah, definitely Invictus. Listen, you could reserve or do whatever makes you feel pretty. Yeah, I like this. I think this is my favorite red-black deck. We have another build of Aristocrats we're gonna try tomorrow or Wednesday that I'm interested in seeing, but I've liked this build of red-black aggro a lot. And for those of you who are new to Hoaglandia and my content, if you've been looking for standard decks, this is one of the many things you could find on the standard decks page of my website. We have Aggro Knights and Green X-Henge and Rankle Crats and Blue-Red Alliance. This page gets fleshed out with more and more decks as the season goes on, so be sure to check that out. There's a lot more to Hoaglandia than just my Twitch content here. Oh, we should restart, yeah. Fortunately, I've already joined a match. Of course, Hyde, we aim to please. Thanks for the biddy, Fohawk. Alright, Sand just needs a red source on 2, and it's great. Oh, that's a good call, Hickok. So I should have played the land. I should have just paid 1 to exile it. That is an excellent catch. Fantabulous catch there on Fohawk. Being able to hide adventure cards is... People are asking what made this card better. Being able to hide adventure cards in your exile zone and still have them, like, be spells in hand is a big upgrade. I think I just want a 2-1 here. We're probably dead since we missed our red source. If they have anything reasonable here. Hey, Impromptu, thanks for the 7 months. It actually isn't the last day of September, so September ended on the 24th. Which is awkward. It didn't start on the first day of September, and it didn't last till the end of it. It's like one of those... It's like, yeah. Who's ready to activate my trap card? You ready to activate my trap card, opponent? My grandfather's deck has no bad cards, Kaiba. Sha. Got him. We're probably still dead here for the record, but that was satisfying. I am pleased. God, how do I ever beat a 3-4? I guess if we hit the land tier, we're still in this game, huh? God, talk about mad frame rate lag. And for those people always ask, I never played the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, but I was a child in the 90s, so I watched television. Alright. Yeah, can I get 4 Noxious Grasps in my deck, please? Thank you. I think I'm just trading that out, even Stevens, just like Bonecrusher out, Noxious Grasp in. I think that's fine. You want Drill Bit? I don't know. Do I want Drill Bit? Am I cutting Regisaur? I feel like I don't want to cut Regisaur. They don't have much removal. So like Embercleave and Regisaur is like a real good. I am the ripe old age of 28. The lack of hair and the children and the angry demeanor, I come off as a lot older than I actually am. I've been a bitter 45-year-old man since I was 17. I think Historic will gain any traction soon, or as Watsy commented, we're supposed to get a best of 3 ranked ladder option for Historic when in December or the end of November. They have commented on it. We are going to start doing Historic on this channel at the end of the month, though. If you are one of my wonderful subs, make sure you're in the subscriber Discord server. And we are going to start doing a sub battle day every week, starting at the end of the month, I think, for Historic. Please play a 03 for me to kill. The bot is dead today, chat. Sadly, the bot's been reset to defaults. It's missing all of our quotes. It's missing all of our commands. The creator of the bot is looking into it. Alright, I would like an untapped land for Rankle, please. All of my lands are untapped at this point. Hey, Pylon. Thanks for the 7 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Come on, land. Land. That's a goose. Rude. Alright, well now even if we draw a land, we're just gonna murder this. How does one join the server? You need to Google search, link Discord and Twitch. Normally we have a bot command, but as we just said, the bot's dead today. Well, it's only mostly dead, but it's dead for the thing that we care about. If they have a Nissa here, we've probably stumbled long enough that we're not going to be able to recover. Yeah. Not sure that we beat that from this position. If we'd have gotten Rankle down last turn, or the turn before, we might have been okay, but... I guess we could draw one of our murders for this. We have Rider and Grasp left in our deck. I have Broko too. Vomit.
Open your heart to the magic that dances around you. Welcome to the...
Alright, well, I mean... I feel like this gives us an unnecessary window. Maybe they just have another Nissa?
Why do you cross me?
I can help you no longer.
Maybe they just have another Nissa? Is that why we're throwing the first one away? They get to steal Rankle? Yeah, that's fine. That kills the Oko. Feeling a little peckish anyways.
I'm known for my excellent timing.
Elks keep their creature, their super types. The black questing beast, yeah, basically.
Let's try this.
Huh? Crunch. Come at me, Rankle Brew.
Might be a bad idea.
Play Knight pre-combat. The Knight doesn't have to be in play to get the bonus from the damage deprints. So it's actually correct to play this post-combat, so that way they don't know that it's going to get pumped up. I mean, they don't really care about bouncing a haste creature, right? They're just buying themselves tempo. Like, for people that don't understand why my opponent's bouncing the haste creature, it's because the haste doesn't matter. It's the mana efficiency that matters. And, like, I'm losing in terms of mana efficiency this game, like, by a lot. We're gonna lose this game not because we don't have cards in our hand, but because, like, we're behind on board and they're setting us further behind on board. All right.
Hey, that was uncalled for.
So we're dead to third Nissa here. Because Rankle can do 4 with making us lose a life to draw a card. Three Nissas and 21 cards is pretty not bad, .jpg. Yikes. So that was a little bit of a tough run in that league. I felt like we ran pretty bad at multiple parts in that set. There was a lot of land drops missed, or like hoping they brick on X copy of Y and then they end up having it. That's just how it goes. I think this is still my leading favorite for black-red aggressive decks in the format. Getting to play 4 Noxious Grasp in this archetype is great. Like, having 4 Riders and 4 Grasp against all these various, like, Nissa and Oko decks is pretty good. Noxious Grasp is one of the few cards that, like, doesn't lose you a huge amount of tempo when you play it, because it's basically always trading up, right? Like, you're trading your 2 mana Grasp for their 4 mana Oko or their 5 mana Planeswalker a lot of the time. Alright, how we doing on rank here? 325 with 2 hours to go. Lock it in. So that means we'll probably play Sultai Oko on the ladder. In 2 hours, we'll get 1 or 2 more decks in before then. Alright, we're gonna run a quick ad break, and I'm gonna run to the bathroom and fill my water bottle. And when we get back, we're gonna play some blue-white skies with Safari here. So thanks for hanging out, folks.